Forest. My mentor, who's not here today, is Charles Sontag. And today I'm going to be talking to you all about what I've been researching for the past 17 weeks. Ospreys. So, for those of you who don't know, ospreys are a type of hawk. They also go by the names seahawk, riverhawk, fishhawk, and they can be found anywhere on the globe, in every continent, with the exception of Antarctica. So the reason why I chose these birds is because they're known as what's called an indicator species. So an indicator species is the health of one species, in this case the ospreys, can be used to determine or indicate the health of an overall ecosystem, in this case Sandy Hook. And the most notable instance of an indicator species came from the use of DDT, an insecticide that was very popular back in the 50s and 60s. So DDT would cause the thinning and breaking of their eggshells, and because of this, they were unable to produce offspring. And by 1973, ospreys were on the brink of extinction. Thankfully, the banning of DDT has allowed them to make a comeback, even though there's still trace amounts of DDT in the environment today. But their population, as of right now, is increasing, as you can see by all the news articles. So, what I want to go over now is what I've researched, what were some of my setbacks, and what my goals are going to be for the future. So before starting this project, I wanted to see mainly if ospreys were scavengers. Because their diet is composed of 99% fish, it's really unheard of for them to eat anything else. So that was what I was the most interested in. But because of their location and the abundance of fish in Sandy Hook, this proved to be an unfruitful area of research. So from there, I moved on to studying their nesting patterns. I wanted to see which of their nests they chose, which ones were left empty. Because ospreys are migratory birds. So this means when they come back from South America to our coastal waters, they like to choose the same nests. And they prefer to build upon that nest annually and make it bigger each year. So based on my observational data, 90% of the nests that they chose were chimneys as opposed to the man-made hosts. And you can see that in this table here. Obviously, this is incomplete research because the stats aren't high enough, but this is just completely observational. So unfortunately, the reason why my data was incomplete is because the Coast Guard part of Sandy Hook is inaccessible to the public, so I wasn't able to report on any of the osprey nests that are on their property. So the next thing that I wanted to study that I thought would provide some more concrete results were the parenting behavior of ospreys. And it was something that I noticed in particular that was not reported on in any of the osprey books that I read. It was what I refer to as scouting. So what the parents will do is one parent will go to a nearby tree and the other one will stay in the nest. And they'll call back and forth to each other with the parent in the tree looking around, scanning and scouting out the area. And I noticed that this behavior was especially prevalent during the time that the hatchlings were getting ready to actually leave the nest. So in the beginning, both parents would stay in the nest, or the father would go to get fish and then come back. But in this case, he would just stay and watch over the area. And there's two benefits to this. For one, it gives the babies more space to stretch their wings and strengthen them while they're getting ready to start flying. And it also allows the parents to watch for danger and to have more sense of the area around them. So these are some examples. You can see here, right here, that's an osprey right there at the tip of a tree. And over here is an osprey, and this is the nest. So they stay in pretty close proximity. And here's another example. So here you can see the father osprey over here, and then the nest is in the chimney in the house. But he'll stay there for 10, 15, 20, even 30 minutes at a time, just watching the area. So my goals for the future is to confirm this hypothesis that I came up with for the scouting parental bird behavior, but of course more data would be needed to confirm these findings, but it would be interesting to see any more reports of this behavior. So now I'd like to leave you with a quote from biologist Ben Worst. Ospreys are living barometers. They symbolize the resilience of life along the New Jersey coast. Their collective health is a direct link to the health of our coastal waters. Clean water with abundant and healthy wildlife equals a booming shore economy. We have all benefited from actions and policies that have protected our air, land, and water since the 70s. Ospreys are no exception. Thank you.